I call this meeting to order. Have you all got your brew? What sort of biscuits are you having today? I haven't got any biscuits. I'll say, I'm going to be really good and I'm going to desist. On Friday, I got the scales out from where we hide them in the cupboard because you don't really want them on display, do you? And I tentatively stood on them and they didn't scream, "Get off, you fatty!" I was, nearly the same as I was before Christmas. I was really pleased about that because the way that I've eaten sweeties and chocolates, I thought I might have been about 3 stone heavier. So, how the devil are you all? Is it raining where you are? I don't know whether you can, well, you can see, can't you? Where am I? Where's my window? The grey sky. It's grey, it's raining. It was raining when I got out of bed this morning and it's still raining now. We've got seagulls walking about in the back garden in flippers so that they can balance on top of the water. So all in all, it's a bit of a grey day, but never mind, because it's always bright and sunny at Visit Fylde Coast, isn't it? So there's a gang of you sat waiting, which was lovely. I was shouting out to Kevin how many were waiting when we were counting down. Cold and damp in Huddersfield, says Kat. I think it's cold and damp everywhere, isn't it? But if you do happen to watch this on catch up, if you're new to our little world, believe me, if you're a bit that way inclined, if you like a giggle, you'll come back. You'll come back. David says he's never been in a gang before and he's 51. There's always a first time. So there you go.
It's not a cackle, it's a giggle.
It's not a cackle, it's a giggle. Our gang, it's a giggle. It's a giggle of brewers. There you go. I'll write that down. I'll remember that for next time. Giggle of brewers. Because you know what my memory is like. I'll have completely forgotten by next week. So if you've just arrived on catch up and you're wondering what on earth you've come to, this is Brew at 2. So this is our live chat. Hi Andy. Hi Andy, Andrew. Got an Andy and an Andrew together. So we talk about things that are to do with the Fylde Coast. We have a bit of a laugh. T-Boy's brought the brews up. He sends his best regards, but he's sat in his studio and he's finishing his Pleasure Beach painting. Now I have to say, I mean, you know what children are like. They're always the parents' worst critic, aren't you? And I am my dad's biggest critic. But I have to say that this painting is, well, I think it's a masterpiece in the making. It's not finished yet. So we'll see what you think when it's done. It's absolutely lovely. You can tell he's enjoyed doing it, let's put it that way. So yeah, he's finishing that because we need to get that done and dusted. So he's been and brought the brews up, so I'm all fit for me cup of tea. No biscuit. I'll say so if you are new to this and Sean, you're showing your age now. Sean says, I've got a good voice for an episode of Jack and Ori. I don't know whether my lovely husband would agree with that. What do you think, Kevin?
It doesn't put you to sleep. Makes you go deaf.
Yeah, he's gone deaf. I mean, we've been married nearly 30 years, so yeah, I think he's probably bleeding by now. Yes, catch up. If you're watching this on catch up, don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell, the little bell for notifications. And in between all the chat and the frivolity and the silliness, we do all kinds of really interesting things about the Fylde Coast. So this week, yesterday in fact, you might have caught me in live in Cleveland's town centre, and I got my hat down to there, and I got my scarf up to there, so all you could see was that little bit in the middle. I looked like I got a balaclava on. Hi Alison. So it was absolutely bitter. So I've got let me count on my toes. I've got another 3 videos to upload for you this week about what I made yesterday morning when I was out and about. So one of them is particularly interesting. The other 2 are interesting in a bit of a different way, but I'm sure you'll enjoy them nonetheless. It's a bit of a struggle making videos at this time of year because the weather's foul, everything's closed. I'm trying to give everybody a wide berth and keep away from all the germs, because obviously T-Boy is on the vulnerable end of the spectrum, as is my darling mother. But on a positive note, they're both going for their first COVID jab this week, and Kevin and I are expecting our call-up papers in not too many months, because we are this is where being of an elderly disposition comes in handy, because we're in the category that's getting the call up. So June wants to know where I got that scarf on that I'd got on. It's one of those tubular things, and it was actually from Sea Salt. I've got a few different ones, and they're really good, because if you're like I am and if you get a pain in your neck, cue giggle from husband, if you get a pain in your neck, when you wear thick scarves and a coat, it kind of pushes your head forward like that, and it does make your neck hurt. So they're good because you can put your thing on and put it underneath all your layers and tuck it up, and it fills all that gap in, and it covers your lines and your double chin. So yes, but there are various different ones available. I've got some fleecy ones as well, which are excellent, but they're much better than scarves. So I would recommend one of those for all of the men and all of the women. You might want a different pattern though. Right, so one favour that I need to ask you before we go any further. Can you please, pretty please, tell your friends, family and acquaintances, passers-by, anybody that you meet at the bus stop, that they need to subscribe to this channel, because I'm collecting subscribers. I've set myself some targets, so we need to get a rattle on. So I'd really appreciate that. And while we're on the subject of favours, thank you ever so much to everybody that's bought us a coffee. I can't say how lovely it's been this weekend. There's been umpteen of you that have actually bought us a virtual coffee. We have a Ko-fi account, and you can make a donation. At the moment we're fundraising for some microphones so that we can go out doing interviews when all this coronavirus rubbish is over. And we are 69% of the way to the target. So I have to say a big thank you to everybody who has contributed and donated, and it's all reinvested back into making you new content. So thank you, and I really do mean that. Right, so we have to shout though, because of being 2 meters apart. Can I say hello to Julia and David from Torquay? Well, I bet it's raining in Torquay as well. Used to like Torquay. We used to go to Torquay. Yes, and if you're watching, don't forget to like before we came here. The internet might be a bit flaky for you because of the weather. We get, I said this I think before, we get terrible trouble when it's raining, and me and the old man start grumbling and saying, oh, internet's slow, and is your internet working? And then we put it down to water on the tracks, because it's old copper cable on the seafront, and it's like watching paint dry. I can't wait until they've got all those satellites up and we've got all that super duper fast thing. It'll be wonderful. Anyway, moving on. So I've got some Darton. Is that Darton in Barnsley, Dave? Raining in Darton, he says. I think it's raining everywhere. In fact, tell us if it's not raining where you are, and we'll see if we can manage to put a pin on a map that is a dry spot for today. So we've had some lovely emails and messages and things from you. Dave's in Darton. Darton's a bit at the other end of Barnsley to where we're from, but I know Darton well, ish, sort of. In fact, my accountants, my first accountants was out that way. There's a big, is it Mr. Kipling factory at Darton that makes mince pies? And my first accountant was out that way, and I went to see that bloke before I'd ever very first started in business, which is 29 years ago this year, goodness me. And I'm not kidding, I came out of his office trembling with fear at the thought of what the taxman was going to say to you if you didn't do Carlton. That's it, Dave. Yeah, Darton, Carlton. I'm the same here. I get similar things mixed up. I'm terrible. We've got a Norcross and a Normoss, and they confuse me like I wouldn't believe. Dave's bought 420 tea bags, so we're all right for tea for a few weeks, I think. Right next to the M1. Oh, Andy for Meadowhall. I'm having a reminisce down memory lane. That's the one. Right, so first of all, last Friday I took your beachcombing with me, and I think that by and large I think that went down quite well, because as I said, it's a bit of a struggle making videos when, well, there's basically nothing happening, and there's a limit to even what I can talk about when there's nothing happening. Mrs. put a glass eye to sleep can even struggle when there's nothing much going on. So I took your beachcombing with me because on Friday afternoon last week I went out to do our vlog with a view, and I thought it was a lovely, really cold afternoon, but that low sort of watery light that you get over the sea. So I thought, right, I'll take you with me. So there were some some funny comments on that one, so I've made a note, and I'm going to read one or two of them out. So Darren Clark, if he's watching, oh, John's in Bark Green. Well, it's my old neck of the woods. You'd never know it from my accent, would you? You'd never know that I came from Yorkshire. Darren Clark says, can I say hi to Tanya Clark, please? She's currently playing teacher and homeschooling. Oh, goodness gracious me. Good luck with that, Tanya. Damp and gloomy Fife Senger. Oh, she's late. She's looking after her son's dog. Oh. I think for me, I'd look after a dog any day rather than a child. Eric wants to know if lifeguards patrol the beach during lockdown. Well, lifeguards don't patrol our beach where we were beachcombing the other day, because it's not classed as a bathing beach, which is hilarious because it's the best Jules beach in this area. But I think it was a bit hit and miss last year because of it was all to do with the funding and the coronavirus. So I don't really know the answer to that, if I'm honest. Hi, Chris. Andy says, are you ready? Are you ready for this one? This is a right boom one. This has been in Kevin's joke book. Andy Ducker says, did I hear about the shy pebble? She wanted to be a little bolder. B-O-U-L-D-E-R. Boom, boom. Quick Clips by JMJ says, I get the feeling you're a barn pot. I can't for the life of me imagine where you get that idea from. What on earth makes you think I'm a barn pot? And Russell says he's had a text from his friend Judy, and her son is a doctor, and he's working 7 days a week giving vaccinations. He's obviously a good lad. So he's asked them to send him some vaccinations in a cool bag, and he's going to run a YouTube competition to see who gets one. So I'll put my name in the hat for that one, Russell. Speaking of competitions, anyway, just going back to beachcombing. So I'm fully intending, according to the weather forecast that I saw on Monday, it's all got time to change by then. It's supposed to be going to be nice on Friday. So if it's nice, i.e. not raining on Friday, you can come beachcombing with me. So after lunch, I'm not going to commit myself to what time, but sometime kind of early afternoon, all being well, we should be out on the beach. So if you enjoyed it, you can turn up and come with me again. So speaking of competitions and Russell's vaccine competition, I thought, given the fact that yesterday was Blue Monday and the weather's miserable, obviously we're not, I thought we'd have a little competition. Now, we did a few of these at Christmas to win Christmas cards. So this is a competition for all you lovely, at the moment, 88 people who are watching this live. And anybody that's commented on today's live chat is in with a chance of winning the prize. So I will pick somebody at random when we've completely finished this broadcast. So that amounts to me shutting my eyes, going right to the end of the comments, and then I roll the mouse up and down the comments like that with my eyes shut and pick somebody at random, so it's completely random. So are you ready? This is what we've got. We've got an ice cream van. That's modelled on the one that we have on the end of here. And this is a man cave. So I'm sure all men would like a shed like that they can go and hide in. And we've got some cards as well in this bundle. So we've got somebody, these are open ones, there's no message inside, there's just a message on the front. So there's a have fun, there's a happy retirement, because I bet everybody knows somebody that's going to retire. And this is a paint box swatch. I bet Carrie would like that one because Carrie's artistic. So there's three cards and 2 A4 prints, and they're from our Seaside Emporium shop. And when we're finished, I will draw a lucky winner at random. And if you keep watching Brew at 2 and keep joining, oh, I've got a frog. Excuse me while I ever so delicately clear my throat. I haven't got COVID, I just talk too much. What was I saying? Yes, keep watching, and we will have more competitions in the future. These were all painted by my darling father, who is off painting the Pleasure Beach, and all available from our Seaside Emporium website. So there you go. So that's today's plug. So last week we got a little bit giddy, we got a little bit carried away talking about toys that we used to play with when we were little. And I would imagine a few of you went off looking for your Lego when I'd done with you. So I started off by saying that we'd found a pair of shoes for Pippa. Now, I found the pair of shoes. I thought they might have got chucked away, but they've not. So these are the shoes for the little Pippa doll. I don't know whether any of the girls can remember Pippa. I don't think I'd get my great big size 9s in them. And we found them when I sent my lovely hubby looking in the loft left for my Lego. Carrie had a pipper. There you go. Carrie knows what I'm talking about. So he found all my Lego and we gave it a good scrub and a wash and a clean. And this is the boat that was in bits last week. I haven't managed to do anything with it yet, as you can see. It's not got any cabin or anything like that. But you can see the old Legoland branding on it. It's about that then. And I have got my train out. Let me show you. And this is so old. It's even got the old British Rail logo on it. Are you ready? That's my old original, I reckon about 1979 Lego train. And look, there's the, oh, it's on the other side. Let me turn it around. There's even a, it's got magnetic connection. There's even a British Rail logo on it. Look, I'm really showing my age now, aren't I? So I've got my train out. I've got my train set out. I've cleared a gap on my desk. So we're all ready to rock and roll. I'll see if I can udge the camera around and show you what I've built. Are you ready? This is called taking your work seriously. This, can you see? I can't quite twist it around far enough. So I've got my old base plates out, ready for doing my building. So top tip, if you've got anything to wash that's been sort of hanging about, that's mucky and a bit greasy and difficult to get clean, fairy liquid and vinegar. In my experience, any colour vinegar will do. Brown vinegar, white vinegar. But I put my Lego antique nearly. He's got to be 30 years old at least. In fact, some of it will be older than that. I put my 30 plus years old Lego in a bucket with some washing up liquid and some Sarson's malt vinegar. Stood there splashing it in like I'm doing my fish and chips. And it, do you know, it's come out like brand new. I mean, you can see that was like the fire back. This, it was absolutely filthy. So I soaked it in my vinegar solution and then gave it a scrub with a little nail brush, and it's come up like new. Really pleased with that. So I'll keep you posted. Carrie wanted to know how I was getting on with my Lego. Not as quickly as I would have liked, but I've got it sorted out and I've got it in the right boxes. I've got red ones in one box and white ones in another box. Some of the white ones have gone a decided shade of yellow. So John Hitchin, does the vinegar remove biro? I'm not sure. I've seen somewhere how you get biro off, and fairy liquid and vinegar is brilliant for cleaning windows. I know you're supposed to do windows with vinegar anyway, but if you've got blinds, we've got Venetian blinds in our front windows, and if you've got anything like that to clean that kind of gets grease from cooking steam and things like that, it's brilliant. Works for everything. Oh, Joan says milk removes biro, and Eric reckons surgical spirit. Yeah, the other thing that we have is a can of lighter fluid, just ready for, you know, when you fancy a bit of pyromania. And that's really good. We keep a can up here, and it's really good for cleaning anything off something that's a solid surface. I wouldn't like to say whether it would work on clothes or anything like that, but yeah, lighter fluid. So John Hitchin sent an email, and John's put some other games that he remembers from his childhood, and some of them I can remember, some of them I can't. So Subbuteo, yes, I can remember that, but I never had one. Always wanted a garage, and I am actually going to build a Lego garage because it's a well-worn complaint in our house that when I was when I was a poor deprived child, when my parents would never ever give me anything that I ever wanted. Believe that, you believe anything. I was not spoiled. I never had a garage. Russell says, if I've put vinegar on my windows, what about salt too? Just on a slight digression, we've got a grate in our side wall where the sink water comes out and goes down. And there's a little, tiny little gap in the concrete around the edge of the grate. We've got a dock growing in it. And I don't know whether you're much of a gardener, but docks have got roots that go down for forever, amen. And that dock, I'm not kidding, we have tried everything to kill it. We've pulled it up, it's grown. We've put this, it's grown. We've put that, it's grown. So then I read that you got salt worked. Salt is supposed to work. Salt and boiling water. And then I read vinegar's supposed to work. So I went out and put salt and vinegar on it. And no doubt the damn thing will be up again this year. We just keep trying to scalp it and... Anyway, it's a beauty up. Never really floated me about that, but I'm not interested in football, and I'm sorry if that makes me sink in your estimation. But no, I'm not into sport at best of times, and not football. No. Operation. Now I had an operation. An operation game, and that was the one. If anybody's not quite with us, you put batteries in the game, and you had a pair of tweezers that were connected to a thing, and you got to fish the bones, and you got to like take his spleen out and take his heart out, one thing or another with the tweezers, without actually touching the edges of the hole that the heart was in, and making it go. And if you did, you were out. You what, Kevin?
Google it.
Google what?
If they don't know, Google it.
Yes, Google it if you don't know. It's quite good, that. I used to play that with my friend Andrea when we were little. Kaplunk. I didn't have a kaplunk, but Andrea had a kaplunk. And she had a Simon as well. I used to like that. So the other ones that he put on this list, let's see if you know any of these. He put Waddington's Totopoly. Can't say remember that one. Hats Off. No. Jackstraws. I remember that, but I can't quite remember what you did with them. Did you not? Jackstraws. You held a bunch of straws together and you dropped them, and it came. You got to remove them one at a time, hadn't you, without making everything else move. I think that was jackstraws. Yeah, pick up sticks. John says something and I've missed it and forgotten. Am I old enough to play Ludo and Tiddlywinks? Of course I am. We were on about Ludo last week, and my mother in a filthy Ludo playing. She's honestly she's vicious when she plays Ludo. Scoop. Does anybody remember Scoop? Andrea had a buckaroo. I didn't have a buckaroo. And then there's Champion Car Racing, which is before Scale Electric. Did you watch that? Play that, Kevin?
What's that?
Champion Car Racing.
Oh no, I can't remember that.
No, Kevin can't remember that. So that must be.
I had a TCR racing set.
He had a
Control
TCR racing set. Blow football. Yeah, but not keen. And the other one that I used to like was Cluedo. So we often say, like, if you're trying to work out who's done what, you know, like when Mr. Nobody puts the wrong thing in the wrong place, or he doesn't put the recycling in the right bin. And we'll often say, oh, it was Professor Plum in the library with the lead piping. It's persisting it down here as well. Yes. So, anyway, anybody got any questions? Because I think we've talked about everything but the Fylde Coast today, haven't we? Eric says he wants to see me and Chrissy playing Ludo. Oh, goodness me. I think we'd have to bleep it out. I think we'd be saying language. What do you call him? Used to say that, didn't he? Language, Timothy. Oh, what was that called? It was a soap opera in 1970. Oh, can't remember. And Aldo thinks it was Professor Plum with the rope in the lounge. Could have been. Sorry. Yeah, you're all saying sorry. You're all saying sorry, and I can remember sorry, but I can't remember. I didn't have a sorry. What did you do with sorry? Come on, Kevin, you obviously remember sorry.
A TV programme.
That's it, the programme. I'm still on board games, me. I'm still... I'll catch up soon. Ronnie Corbett, that was it. I used to love watching that. And his mother was this sort of big domineering woman, weren't she? Bit like me. And she used to say, language, Timothy. So, little, yeah, keep up. It's usually Kevin that's not keeping up. Little bit of a track back onto the the Fylde Coast. So you might have seen the first week in January we did some videos in St Anne's, and I went to Ansdell, which I've never been to Ansdell before. Very, very nice little place. So there's a guy that I know, I've never met him, another one of these people that you get to know and you feel like you know him really well, called Tony Ford, who is a bit of a like I am to Cleveley's in Ansdell. So he does all kinds of different things. He does the Friends of the Railway Station and in Bloom and all that kind of stuff. And he sent me some town trails. So he sent me this, which is an Ansdell town trail. And it's a heritage trail. So I'm going to have a look and see what I've missed off my article about Ansdell, off this map that Tony's very kindly sent me. And then I shall come back to that page and I shall elaborate on what we've already found out, because it looks like there's some really interesting stuff on there. And then he's also sent me as well a blue plaque trail for St Anne's, a St Anne's on the Sea town trail. I'll come back to that in a second, Chris. A St Anne's map that is connected to the railway line, and a Lytham Hall one. Yeah, it's about that then. So somebody's just asked whether St Anne's is part of the Fylde Coast. Yes, it is. On the Fylde Coast, I'm looking for a map and I've not got one. On the Fylde Coast, we've got
Front page of your Visit Fylde Coast
yes,
website.
yes. Keep him for more than his good looks, don't we? Kevin says there's a map on the front page of visitFyldeCoast.info, which is absolutely true because I put it there. So the Fylde Coast goes from Fleetwood at the top, so the River Wyre comes out from inland, and then there's like a sort of a curve like that. So Fleetwood's at the top, and then I think I've even got my hand the right way around because it's on the west, so the sea's that way around. Bearing in mind I'm doing this to back to front. So Fleetwood's at the top, then there's Cleveley's, then there's Blackpool, which is pretty much right in the middle. And then you've got St Anne's, and then you've got Lytham, and then it comes back round again on another estuary that is the River Ribble. So Lytham and St Anne's are at the bottom, at the south, and then Fleetwood and Cleveley's and whatnot are in the north. So these all make up the Fylde Coast. Where's a nice place to live? Well, it's all nice. I mean, like anywhere. Did Cleveley's have a train station? Well, there's a story, Andrew. Actual Cleveley's at the edge of the sea where I live has never had a train station. There is a railway station at Thornton, which is probably 2 or 3 miles, 3 miles-ish inland, 90 degrees from the coast, head inland. And there was a railway station there called Thornton for Cleveley's, and that's how the whole of this area got its name, so it's all known collectively as Thornton Clevelands, but Thornton Clevelands itself doesn't actually exist. Thornton and Clevelands are two separate places. Confused? You will be. Andy's just got home from work. Hi Andy, you're in the best place. You're in the best place now. You've got home. Get your feet up and get the kettle on. So, best places to live. Well, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm the Fylde Coast biggest fan. Let's face it. I'm not gonna lie to you. There are some dumps, but show me a place anywhere in this world that's not got its grot spots. Everywhere's got one. But I think it's fair to say that they are fewer and further between here. By and large, there's a lot of people trying to do something about anywhere that's not up to scratch. And all the bits in between that are really, really nice are quite big. Overall contributing to a overall much better quality of life, in my opinion. Others may disagree. I think they're wrong. So I live at Cleveland's. So when we bought our house, we'd seen the house and we knew we liked the house, and we knew that we liked the area, and we knew we wanted to buy it, in inverted commas. But just to be double sure, because I mean, we're a nightmare us, we have to have a board meeting to decide what we're going to have for tea. So before we bought it, we literally drove right from the top of the coastline at Fleetwood right to the very other end at Lytham, looking objectively at all of it to see whether or not there was somewhere else that we like better, or had got more potential, or would be better to live long term. And every single place that we looked at, we came back to, but this is better. Better accessibility to the beach. There's no drop here, there's no cliff or anything like that. So you're literally straight out, straight on the flat, straight to the beach. There's no, what was I going to say then? Come again. So you're straight out onto the beach, so there's no drop. You've got uninterrupted views. You can see the sea from inside the house, which you can't in a lot of places, only just a thin grey line. I like to be able to see the beach. It's handy for shops. We've got a really good town centre. It's just got everything that you could possibly want. We're on a tram line. We've just got such a lovely place. The people that live here are nice. So all in all, I have absolutely no issues with the fact that I came to live in Cleveland's in this house. Lytham and St Anne's, Aldo, no, they are two places. Lytham is, I always say that Lytham is the one with the windmill and St Anne's is the one with the pier. That's how I remember which is which. So Lytham is the one that you're just starting to kind of turn the corner and get onto the estuary of the River Ribble. So it's not really a beach as such. It's sandy. Oh, that's nearly cold. It's sandy, and the sea does kind of come up when it's really bad. But it's not what you would call a proper seaside. St Anne's is where there's the pier and all those lovely waterfront gardens, and there's the bandstand and the kids paddling pool and everything. So it's quite seasidey. It's like a proper Victorian seaside town. And the two places are separate. Lytham is Lytham, and St Anne's tends to be known as Lytham St Anne's. Leave you to draw your own conclusions why. But it's all nice. St Anne's and Lytham. Lytham in particular is outrageously expensive. So you need to be really well off to live in Lytham. St Anne's is, I should say, similar to Cleveland's in a lot of ways. It's nice. It's lovely. Yeah. So, all in all, God's own country. My friend Jimmy, who used to live not many doors away. Yes, St Anne's has got a beach. It's got a very, very, very big beach. St Anne's has got the kind of beach that you've got to be really careful on, because if you go out on it and get stuck, you can end up getting drowned. So you need to be careful on St Anne's beach. Posh people live in St Anne's. Well, posh people definitely live in Lytham. And I live in Cleveland. Anyway, moving on. What was I going to say then? It's completely gone. That's got to be the third time. No, I don't mean it's got quicksand. I mean that the tide comes in unbelievably quickly. So if you're on the beach and you're not aware of it, the tide can come round the back of you and get cut off. And in fact, last autumn, a boy ended up drowning doing exactly that, because he'd got cut off on the beach, and he came on a day trip and went back in a well, dead, which is very, very unfortunate. So, any more questions? Because time's marching on, isn't it? Goodness me. I told you I could talk a glass eye to sleep. Yeah, poor lad indeed. It happens too often. People come to the coast and they think that it's a lovely, benign place. It's a bit like, you know, going to a field and having a picnic in a grassy field. And it's not. It changes hour by hour. And you just got to be so careful. Yes, we are on for next week. No, I've never been to Knot End. Knot's End, Andrew's called it. Can you remember Knot's Landing? Now, I used to like watching that. Back into the past again. It was a spin-off from Dallas. Who did shoot JR? Can't remember. Sue Ellen, Kevin says. Not that he watched Dallas. Have I ever been to Ireland? Well, it's like this, Sean. I get altitude sickness when I go to Lytham. And it's a standing joke with me and my friends in our little community group that we're not keen on pretty much really going anywhere, to be honest. We're quite happy to just stop here. In fact, I'll tell you a story next week about a funny occasion about us not wanting to go anywhere. I'll make a note and then I don't forget. Yes, exactly, John. John says that's what happened to the cottle pickers. He said Cleethorpes, but it also happened in Morecambe as well. And Lowry used to go to Knot End, and there is a statue of Lowry on the ferry, on the quay at Knot End. There you go, you see. Let me write that down, because by the time I've said goodbye, I'll have forgotten. Right, so just a quick reminder, anybody that's commented on today's live broadcast is in with a chance of winning this bundle of goodies. Yes, Cameron, I would agree that Lytham is more dog friendly. It's a very dog friendly place, and it's a lovely town to shop in. It's a really nice place. It's beautiful. So you need to go to Lytham. It's lovely. Does it get warm there? Well, I'm not. It's not like Spain. That's what you're expecting. It's not that warm. So we've got this bundle of goodies to give away from our Seaside Emporium website. Yeah, I bet she does. I bet your wife likes to go in stringers. I like going in stringers. It's a lovely shop. Yeah, exactly. It's a lovely shop, and you need to have either hidden your credit cards or got a good limit on it before you go in there, because it's very tempting. It's full of nice stuff. Yes, and I like Fat Face as well. And there's a sea salt in Lytham. Anyway, I digress. So, oh, Sean says his 14-year-old Labrador Molly passed away in November. That's awful, Sean. It's awful when a dog dies. I know that from personal experience. So you've got my heartfelt condolences. So I think that's it for today, because as usual I've got a pile of work to do. And much as I love talking to you guys, it's not really getting my work done, is it? So I think we shall call it call an end to this gathering today. Oh yes, June, make sure you take your cards, make sure you've got your pocket money. We shall call an end to this gathering today, and we shall meet again, same time, same place next week, and lots more to come this week. So if you're not already a subscriber, you need to be, and then you'll get the notifications. So I shall call this afternoon's chaos to order, and I will see you next week. See you later, folks. Bye for now. Don't get wet. See ya.